Mangroves act as natural barriers, protecting shorelines from erosion, storm surges and floods. Their dense root systems trap sediments and reduce the impact of waves, which helps to stabilize the coastlines. In this episode of Green Angle, we get to explore the threats to this ecosystem and how it can be protected. There's some more coming up after some news updates. Experts have linked the recurring outbreaks such as cholera to poor sanitation, unsafe food handling practices and water contamination caused by flooding.
Grant and collaboration.
In response, the Lagos State government, in partnership with the United Nations Industrial Development Organization and the government of Japan, has launched an inception meeting for a new project. This initiative aims to strengthen frontline defenses against cholera. The technical support provided through this project targets those at the heart of food, water and waste services, helping to improve environmental standards while meeting social and economic needs.
When we generate about 13,000 tons of waste a day, that's humongous. Some countries don't even generate up to that. But thankfully, this governor had taken the bull by the horn, signed the WASH policy. And the WASH policy gives you an insight to his intent. And we must solve the water, hygiene and sanitation challenges. Because for whatever you do, the health sector, the cost starts from the environment.
Protecting people from the wide-ranging and serious threat to their lives, livelihood, and dignity is key for them to achieve the full potential they each possesses. Based on such recognition, Japan champions the concept of human security that encourages sustainable individual self-reliance and social development through protection and empowerment.
Nigeria's increasing vulnerability to environmental challenges due to climate change. So the result is more frequent and severe flooding, increase in the prevalence of waterborne diseases. What also happens is that if it is not well managed, which most times as a result of capacity and infrastructure, you have a prevalence of waterborne diseases.
The initiative, led by Sterling One Foundation in collaboration with Lagos State Government and other environmental advocates, aims to safeguard marine life and promote a cleaner, healthier planet for future generations.
Across the globe, people are drawing attention for the need for us to preserve the earth, the need for us to embrace renewables, the need for us to invest in ensuring that waste is properly managed across the country and across the globe. This platform we have that we've started years ago gives us that opportunity to continue bringing the different stakeholders together, from the public sector to the private sector and the local communities, for us to put hands together to intentionally invest in preserving the environment, ensuring that the air is pure.
And from the data I saw recently, about 15 to 20% of the entire waste in a place like Lagos is from plastics and plastic-related materials. And you know the impact of plastics, even on aquatic life, right? It can cause flooding. It can cause a lot of issues for our environment. So that's what drives us. We believe that our environment should be protected as an organization.
Understand what we are doing here today. Basically, we are cleaning the beaches. And based on what we have just picked up, most of the materials we have picked up are things that comes from the shore to the water body. And that is what Lagos State government have been saying. If each and every one of us continue to pick our waste, bag it properly, we won't have all these things by the beach.
This is the Lagos coastline, Lagos, the most populous city in Africa with over 22 million people, is also one of the fastest growing cities in the world. It is home to hundreds of coastal communities that rely almost entirely on aquatic habitats for their livelihoods. One crucial yet often neglected and destroyed ecosystem is the mangroves, which are also a super solution in the fight against climate change. Mangroves and wetlands are invaluable for carbon sequestration or uptake and storage of carbon, rainwater drainage and purification, biodiversity habitats, breeding grounds, and supporting fishing communities. However, these vital ecosystems are being damaged at an alarming rate in Lagos, with potentially catastrophic consequences if this continues. Lagos, Nigeria boasts the largest lagoon along the West African coast. The coastal waters of southwestern Nigeria include a complex system of lagoons fed by numerous large rivers and creeks. Lagoons are shallow bodies of water separated from the ocean by natural barriers like sandbars, barrier islands, or coral reefs. Lagoons foster productive ecosystems that provide a variety of natural functions, resources, and ecosystem services to the communities that surround them. The Lagos Lagoon is connected to the Atlantic Ocean and serves as a fertile ground for feeding, breeding, and nurturing a variety of aquatic organisms, with the mangroves at its heart.
Mangroves are more than just trees. They are vital ecosystems that protect coastlines, support fisheries, and serve as crucial carbon sinks. These remarkable forests also provide habitats for diverse marine life, help regulate water quality, and support local communities. I'm excited to explore the Ekpe mangrove in Lagos, a unique and fascinating ecosystem.
Mangroves, typically found in tropical regions, are a kind of forest populated with unique trees that thrive in saltwater environment. Their ability to withstand harsh marine conditions come from their salt-filtering roots and waterlogged, oxygen-poor soil. One of the benefits of mangroves is reducing coastal erosion. Their deep root systems act as natural barriers, anchoring the soil in place. This stabilizing effect slows down water and sediment movement, helping to mitigate the impact of rising sea levels and strong tides. Many marine species hatch and grow in mangroves, where the complex root systems offer protection for young fish and crustaceans from predators while providing a rich food supply. Mangroves are also crucial in the fight against climate change, serving as efficient carbon sinks that absorb and store significant amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, helping to mitigate global warming. The Ekpe mangrove is one of the most significant mangrove forests in Nigeria, with several communities in the Ekpe and Ibejuleki areas surrounding it. Although these areas still have some healthy and intact mangroves, they are gradually vanishing. Undoubtedly, the major livelihood and trade of coastal communities in Lagos is fishing, with Ekpe being a significant part of this industry.
I am standing right in the center of the bustling Ekpe fish market, considered the largest seafood market in Lagos and one of the top tourist attractions in Lagos State. This vibrant market offers an incredible array of fresh seafood with virtually every type of fish and aquatic wildlife species on display, including crocodiles.
Fish stocks at this market have been declining in recent years, likely due to overfishing, pollution, and the loss of mangroves. While multiple factors may be at play, experts stress that mangroves are crucial for sustaining healthy fish populations. There is a clear knowledge gap here. Many fishermen and fish traders are unaware of the crucial role mangroves play in providing habitat for fish and crustaceans, resources their communities rely on for food and livelihood.
Tẹ́lẹ̀ nígbà yá àwọn bàbá wọn ní létí èbúté báwọn náà máa ń fi apẹ̀rẹ̀ kó ẹja sókè bọ̀ ń sìn kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ a máa ṣe wàhálà ká tó gẹ̀ẹ́tì ẹ̀ sí.
This fisherman told me something really interesting when I asked if he knew what mangroves are and their importance to his work, even after I described them to him. If their ancestors considered mangroves to be deities, why don't they protect them? This is a question they can't answer. Despite the importance of this fish market, fish traders and fishermen are not receiving the crucial information they need about this vital ecosystem.
Last year, 3 years ago, láti òkè dé sàlẹ̀ náà máa fi lóòdù ẹja tó ní kálukú máa lọ máa gbé tiẹ̀ nísìnyí ẹja ò tí ì jáde ẹja yìí máa wá pé kójò yẹn ò stop kójò yẹn bá rọ̀ ní nọ́mà tó kó ti rọ̀ láti fi last month ẹja yẹn máa pọ̀ gan ju táìmù yìí lọ. Igi igbó tó wà ní ọ̀hún yẹn kò sí tó ń ṣe fẹ́ ẹja lómi igi tá à ń wò lẹ́yìn oko yìí kò sí tó ń ṣe fún ẹja tó wà nínú omi igi ò mọ̀ nípa ẹja àwọn igi yẹn kàn wà ń bẹ̀ kò sí tó ń ṣe pẹ̀lú ẹja tó wà nísàlẹ̀ odò.
Coastal communities have started disappearing as a result of the rising tide, with sea level exacerbating the situation from climate change. The mangroves are supposed to be the buffers for these conditions. So we have started seeing declining fish species in our waters, where the mangroves are the nursery grounds and the breeding grounds. They are the maternity wards and the creches and the nursery schools for coastal areas.
It's a common misconception, but marine biologists have discovered that many fish lay their eggs in mangroves, and without these vital habitats, some fish species could not survive.
Mangroves are very important, ecologically and economically. Ecologically because they are nature's stormwater surge protectors, storm protectors. You know, they buffer the coastline from storm surges. They are windbreakers. Apart from that, they are sediment accumulators because as the water slows down, they allow for sedimentation acutely in coastal environments like Lagos or in the Niger Delta area of Lagos, Nigeria. But more importantly, they harbor a lot of fishes. So these are areas where you have a rich fish community, finfish and shellfishes.
When I arrived in Ibejuleki, I traveled by water for about 20 minutes to reach the Ibaloja community. The only way to get here is by boat or canoe. I spoke with Lasisi, the traditional head of this community.
Some fishermen doesn't know that if they encroach a mangrove, it's going to be a problem for them tomorrow for fishing. It's only what they want to get, like a money. They will be focused attention. Once the money finish, everything is died off.
There is no way you can go to a mangrove area and you'll be feeling it. There is no way. When you get there, you know that you are in a mangrove area. You feel relaxed and you relax yourself. But some people now, they just see it as it's not useful. Let us block it and let us do what we want to do it there. Let us do this, let us do that. We want to make it as an housing estate. It's not like that. This is what they are telling us, that these European people, if they see such thing, they will use that place as their area of revenue generation.
Mangroves are being destroyed to make way for housing, industry and infrastructure development.
Well, as somebody who was born and bred in Lagos over 74 years ago, one was able to see very clearly those areas that were swamp, that were semi-mangrove, have now been converted to urban development areas with a lot of sand filling, So the whole ecosystem, or at least a large part of that ecosystem, has been greatly impacted by the reclamation and the sand filling.
Land reclamation is the process of creating new land by filling in swamps, wetlands, or coastal areas with sand and other materials. While developers call it reclaiming land, making it sound beneficial, it often means destroying vital ecosystems like mangroves. This process of land reclamation is called sand filling, and it involves dredging sand from the seabed and depositing it onto former mangrove swamps, replacing rich natural habitats with artificial land for construction and development. In this area of Ibejuleki, the mangroves have been completely cleared and dredging takes place every day. Fishermen like Salako now have to travel far to cast their nets to catch fish.
Fishes, they don't like all this noisy area. As this engine is sounding now, the fish will run away from here. They will go very far. The flooding affects during the rainy season. As at about 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, that was last month, during the heavy rainfall. You know, it affects, that is rainfall, that affects most of the houses around, and water doesn't have way to flow into the lagoon. The dredging would not allow the water to flow because they block the water from flowing from the land into the river.
After about an hour of trying to catch some fish, Salako and I gave up. Where we are now standing used to be part of the lagoon.
Can't believe that I used to fish around here.
Around where we are standing, we used to catch big fishes around here.
In Lagos, many mangroves have also been destroyed due to industrial activities, especially the construction of oil tank farms. This area was once entirely covered by mangroves, but they are gradually disappearing, one by one.
Victoria Island was one of the first areas to really expand with the sand filling and the reclamation of the land that was there. And then this extended to other areas, you know, inland as well. There's a lot of mangrove areas. A lot of Lagos is mangrove because our socio-economic system, as worthy as it is geared towards very much of pursuit of material benefits, pursuit of profit. And the challenge is that the profit is now put ahead of the planet, ahead of the people's welfare.
This is an example of mangroves that's been recently destroyed. Some people cut down the mangroves for firewood.
It covers us and it provides so many things for us. So if it keeps, the destruction keeps on going, my fear is that maybe we might not even have a fish anymore. Yes, because anybody that want to buy fish or eat fish must go and buy, so there will not be fishing anymore. That's my fear.
So where are we now?
Ilashe, and Ilashe is the gateway to the mangrove forests. It is we are at the edge of what we propose to be the buffer zone for the mangrove to actually protect the mangroves of the Western Peninsula.
Ilashe is one of the coastal communities where Akindisu, who is the founder of Right on the Beach initiative, is leading a project and empowering coastal communities to protect their mangroves.
Well, Ilashe is transitioning into tourist area, you know, and we're trying to steer it towards ecotourism, or at least steer this area towards ecotourism. We think there will be great opportunities. In the next generation, climate change and the issues surrounding it are going to be the largest employers in this area. You know, so it is very important to start educating the generation that is coming up. The most effective solutions to protect further mangrove destruction is to understand the value of the mangroves, to create a buffer zone so that we can protect the mangrove forests of the Western Peninsula, create a buffer zone and use that buffer zone to start educating the people on the importance of mangroves, while at the same time to start an organized reforestation program.
Akindisu is leading a mangrove reforestation project aimed at protecting shorelines and scaling up carbon sequestration by replanting mangroves. He and other NGOs in Lagos are also advocating for legal protection of the remaining mangroves in the state. Meanwhile, they are educating local communities about the importance of mangrove ecosystems and their role in climate change adaptation. Replanting mangrove seedlings is a key initiative in these communities, helping to restore mangroves and enhance coastal sustainability.
And the easiest way, nature has done everything when it comes to mangroves. You can see it's designed perfectly. It's actually designed, so this is a spike, and these are the roots, so it is from here it takes off. Really, to plant it, all you do is just stick it, literally stick it in the water, like that, because that is naturally how it happens.
Conservation and environmental consciousness is not as it should be. So we have situations where we do not take the environment seriously, and then this gives negative result, deleterious effects to this community.
Curious to know the government efforts regarding the mangroves which are vanishing rapidly in the state, I met with the special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on the environment.
The state government is well aware of the issues, and we are pained. And I think we're having challenges from real estate world, and we're struggling because this is a world where people only value naira and kobo. So a lot of our wetland policies have been abused, you know, contravened, and we're doing so much to recover the wet ground.
Research has shown that Lagos has lost 70 to 80% of its mangroves in the past 40 years. Is there even a mangrove protection law in Lagos State?
There is. We have those laws that protect mangrove.
It is really a clear and present danger. The urgency is immediate. That is because we have started seeing the fallout of not addressing the issues. Sea level rise has started in Lagos. We see it in coastal communities.
Mangrove loss is a global issue, with statistics indicating that these essential ecosystems are vanishing 3 to 5 times faster than global forest losses, resulting in major ecological and socioeconomic consequences. According to current estimates, global mangrove coverage has been reduced by half during the last 40 years.
If the destruction of mangroves continue at this rate, we'll have a number of issues that are already emerging. Flooding, food security issues, livelihoods destroyed, infrastructure destroyed, because when the flood comes, it collapses infrastructure and takes them up. And then sedimentation, irregular sedimentation, amongst other implications that can come from these ramifications. Mangroves are wonderful coastal ecosystems. They have more benefits ecologically. Man, in his quest to economically use the mangrove space, must be ecologically sensitive and balance this act, because conservation and sustainability is very important to protect the mangroves. If we protect the mangroves, we protect ourselves.
As the battle to save Lagos mangroves continues, the need for education and community involvement becomes increasingly urgent. Without immediate action, these vital ecosystems may vanish, taking with them the natural protections and livelihoods they provide. The future of Lagos coastline and the communities that depend on it hangs in the balance, and the effect of climate change may become worse.
And that's about it on this week's edition of the program. Until I come your way next time, remember, together we can build a sustainable world. I am Esther Mokwariola. Bye for now.